All right, well, after some back and forth with myself, I was able to decide on my next beer for the night, maybe my last, because this one is a walloper as far as I understand it. Now, I am holding right now the Tupps Brewery full-grown Scallywag. Quite an insane looking can. If you can't tell from the video, it's absolutely bonkers in appearance. Especially this sort of iconic bearded craziness. Looks like a pirate. See an earring, skull earring. Crazy beard with coconuts in it and skulls, more skulls, and just crazy dead pirate looking guy. Full-grown Scallywag. Tupps Brewery. Now, they are in Texas. They are an intense brewery. In my opinion, they're quite intense, quite in your damn face about everything they're doing, and I like that. I love it. My girlfriend saw their cans and likes how industrial they look. Now, most of them look much different than this. They're really just a silver can with a minimalistic colored label because they do a lot of IPA, double IPA, even triple IPA series. What I'm talking about here, the last beer I had from Tupps, and I've had many, I keep coming back to them despite how much they challenge me, maybe because of how much they challenge my tastes. The last IPA I had was a triple IPA by them, something like 12% alcohol, syrupy. I mean, it took me, I drank it over the course of time. It would take me to drink 3 normal IPAs. And so, I mean, that's kind of why I keep being drawn to Tupps. They have a lot of, they're constantly changing the beers they make. They all feel special, even if they're all often can be challenging to they're not easy drinkers for me most of the time. That's what I'm trying to say. But they are creative, they are intense, and they are educational beers. And I love Texas breweries. Now, this line, this full-grown stout line, seems to have some level of national recognition. I'm not sure if I'm misreading that or if it's just very, very popular in Texas. I'm realizing as I'm sitting here, I forgot to look up some basic research about this beer before I started the video. But that's okay, because I'm planning to do this one in a couple of different clips. This is fresh out of the fridge, quite cold. I'm going to try it in just a moment or two to taste what it's like when it's quite cold. And because it's a cold stout, I want to give it some time to warm up and taste it a few different times. And so you'll get to see how things change over the course of several. I'll wait quite a bit of time, and then won't have to wait. You can just see how it changes. I'll just flash it to the next scene, and we'll see. Now, this is their Scallywag variant. So this is a bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout brewed with coconut and vanilla. Now, it's at a 12.5% ABV. So, like I said, kind of a walloper. I expect this to be intense, very dessert tasting is what I'm expecting. Coconut and vanilla, I mean, I like those tastes quite a bit, and my appreciation of stouts has been rising rapidly as I've been trying more and more of them. So this one just kind of is what my gut was telling me to go for tonight. Now, one reason I almost didn't do it, though, is because it actually feels extremely special. Now, you might call this a gimmick. Say what you like. I don't know. This is an expensive ale, and this is cool packaging. I think this is badass packaging job. I'm sure this is not the first 2 cans in a box sale that's ever taken place in the craft brewing industry in America, but it's the first one I've bought, and it's only one of 2 that I've ever bought. I got 2 boxed 12 ouncers in my most recent shopping spree for beers. The other one is another Texas brewery, the Lakewood Brewing, their 8th anniversary Lion's Share Stout, which is even more insane. It's like maybe 13.5% or something, and it's aged in special rum barrels. Now, I haven't tried that one yet, and that's not cans. That's a tall box with 2 12-ounce bottles. All I'm saying is that's an anniversary, 8-year anniversary celebration, one of their strongest beers they're going to make all year, one of their, not a flagship, but that kind of implies something different, but it's a very special beer. And I think putting something in a box is a great way to make it special for me, the person who's going to be drinking it. I mean, this box, I didn't even want to open it. I don't want to mess this box up. It's just cool. I'm looking at the back. It's got details, so detailed and intricate and ornate. And I haven't even looked at all this. Look at that little car with the bicycle on top of it. I don't even know what that means. The water tower. It's like, I feel like there's some symbolism to all this that I'm very interested in. Speaking of, does this tell me when it was canned? Just curious for anyone who wants to be keeping track of such things. I keep wanting to mention this stuff. Oh, and I'm curious too. Now, I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'll notice it later. So it's got the cool box, got the great packaging, feels very special. It's from a brewery that I think is the right kind of brewery to make this sort of drink. Very, very well rated, which I'm confused because it's extremely highly rated, yet the comments talk about it being weird. I don't want to spoil anything or convince myself of anything too early, but we'll see if I bring the comments back into the conversation after I taste this beer. But man, I'm just like having trouble even opening this can. It just looks so good. Just a few other details you probably can't read from there. This sort of comic book-esque font back here says, Scallywag takes a deep dive into Iron Root Republic Distillery bourbon barrels, adding even more complexity, vanilla and oak. I assume they mean adding even more to their full-grown stout, which is kind of the base beer here. And it says, adding even more complexity, vanilla and oak. Flavors I love, by the way. Complexity is a good thing. Vanilla and oak flavors I love. Truly love those flavors in my alcohol. It's rich, bold, and the coconut takes it to the next level. SRM 50. I don't actually know what that means. I should probably figure it out. IBU 50. Malt profile. They give these kind of ratings. Extremely full marks on the body, roast, and color, with a balance, bitter, lower, and sweet kind of mid. So it's not, they're not claiming to be a full-on sweet. It's a mid-sweet. Interesting, we'll see. It's also just funny to me as I'm getting ready to open this, reflecting to myself that this full-on malt, body and color and roast would have thrown me off completely a month ago, because I've expanded my palate and given stouts and porters a chance to giving myself a chance to get to know them, and saying to myself, I know people like these beers. I know people love these beers. People with good taste in ale often love these beers. Why is that? Why is it not grabbing me right away? And to keep trying and get over that dislike or fear I had towards malts, and realize actually sometimes with the malts it's better if you just go in all the way and go full roasted Imperial Stout. And maybe sometimes the beers I don't like are the ones that are sort of uncertain about whether they're a hoppy or a malty beer. You might say that's balance, but sometimes I feel like it's, I don't really, it's like boring. Okay, anyway, let's not get into that. Let's crack this beer open. Let's see how it tastes before it gets too much warmer. Sorry for covering it with my hand. I'm still getting used to filling all this. Nice can sound. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I feel like it smells like a pirate ship. That already smells like a pirate ship. Beautiful sound. Ooh, it literally makes me feel like it's the whole experience, isn't it? It makes me feel like I'm like a pirate captain. They nailed the concept of this beer so far. Just reeking of coconut, which is a flavor and smell I love. Coconut, like macaroons, those coconut crumbly small cookies, one of my favorite sweets. I know that's weird. I know people don't like those. Almond Joys. Yeah, I love those too. Another thing. So I love that kind of thing. Okay. Shortbread, some kind of sweet cake with icing on it. Not getting a ton of coffee, but maybe just a hint of coffee or chocolate back there. That's the roast. You know, I'm expecting a lot of that in the taste, but it's not so much in the smell. But I mean, it's not, you know what's more interesting to me right now than listing off the smells that I can smell, which I'm actually not very good at that anyway? The experience. I am so excited to sip this. My excitement has been growing since I bought it up till this moment. My mouth, I'm just like drooling almost to taste this. I don't even know if I'm going to like it. But I feel like my feet are on the wooden... it sounds like a squirrel's running around on my ceiling or something up there. My feet feel like they're on the wooden deck of a pirate ship. I feel like there's like grog being swilled around me. And I'm the pirate captain with this luxurious, special beer that only I can have. Maybe someone I want to share it with for the next can. So I'm pretty psyched. Let's see how it tastes. Coconut, banana, a taste I usually can't stand in my beer, but it fits, right, because it's tropical. Woof, that's good, yeah. Ooh, you barely notice the alcohol. That's nutty. So far, I am barely... Now, it's warming now. Warming, though. Warming my chest and my throat and my belly. That was from just one medium-sized good sip. An experience. This beer is an experience. I think that is the best thing I could say. That was what I was hoping for. I think a lot of us who like craft brewing, who are getting real nerdy about it, like I feel myself compelled to be doing lately, it's what we're seeking is an experience. I mean, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I love motorcycling. I am dying to go skydiving. Hope that doesn't literally, but you know, bungee jumping is the coolest thing I've done in a long time. Snow skiing, high speed if I can. It's just hard here in Texas. I like new experiences. I like thrilling experiences. I like once in a lifetime experiences. And I think there are some craft beers that make me feel that way. And this beer feels kind of like that. Kind of feels like that. Wow. It is just so rich and decadent. And I think delicious and balanced and interesting and complex and evolving and fun and special. I see what the hype is about on this beer. I think this is awesome. I don't think it's the kind of thing you're going to get over and over again, but then again, I think it's seasonal, so, and I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what the release is. This isn't the first or only time it's out, this full-grown Scallywag, but I know I don't see it a whole ton. At least I haven't seen it in person before. You can get the full-grown stouts more easily. And they do, I guess, variations is what I'm saying. Oh, the bourbon. That's what I forgot about. There's the bourbon barrel-aged. That is there, too. More in the taste than in the smell, I think, maybe. Wow. Every sip, those three so far have been different. Wow. I am usually not talking for 13 minutes about a beer, but this one's going to go on. I should try to name the taste, but again, like, that doesn't really matter, right? You're not here to listen to me name different fruits I can think of. The papaya, stone fruit, pit, if you baked it into a lobster shell at 471 degrees. Like, I can't do that anyway. I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I'll ever know how, although it'd be cool. I'm just saying, if you're into the experience of drinking craft beer and you like stouts, I mean, I barely even taste the alcohol. It's nuts. This is smooth to drink. This is luxurious. See, another thing that I probably don't have to convince you of this if you're watching, but I think beer is just so much cooler and more interesting than wine that I have ever seen wine be. Now, I don't know that much about wine, but it's not like I've never had wines. I've never tried a variety of wines. I've done those things. I don't see how anyone could claim that wine currently in 2020 or any time in recent memory can even hold a candle to how cool beer is. The amount of, and it's in every possible way. The variety, the excitement, the energy, the tastes, the range of taste, the value for the money, the options to try. Like, everything I think about craft beer is more interesting and cooler to me than the entire world of wine. And, so I'm just saying, if you feel anywhere similar to me on that, I would strongly recommend you try to get your hands on this. It just, oof. I feel that buzz a little bit already. If you're watching this, you're like my eyes are like going in different directions. I mean, it's strong, but I don't notice it when I'm drinking it. I wish I had more than 2 cans of this already. This might be the first stout that I've ever really said that about. every sip is different. Every sip is different. I guess what is maybe going on is that the things changing temperature by a degree between each sip. I don't know. Or oxygen is changing it, but it's completely obvious that the taste changes each time, and I've liked them all. To me, that's another sign of a beer that I really think is cool, is that it's doing what this is doing, where each sip tastes different over time, and I like all of the tastes. And like I just said, I truly don't know if that's because oxygen, temperature, aeration, both, all three, or what. I just don't know. But I like it. All right, I should probably wrap this up before I start, repeating myself. I am gonna check back in. Maybe I'll wait as long as I can before I finish this whole thing. And check back in, see how things are going when it's warmed up even a little more. And I'm gonna try and pace myself so I don't drink the whole thing and have to crack open the second one to finish this review, because I'm saving that to drink with a friend, I think. Okay, I will check in soon to see how things are tasting as it warms up. All right, so it's actually been about half an hour since that last clip ended, and I have actually had to deliberately slow myself down on this stout. It is so easy to drink this whole thing. I had to set a timer for 30 minutes to make sure I didn't drink any more of it, so I could have some to pour now that it's warmed up, and sample again. So absolutely, I think, my favorite stout I've ever had. This full-grown Scallywag. I am astonished that it is not just a hype beer, about the coconut. It doesn't taste fake. It is, I understand why people rate it so crazy high. This might be my favorite. This is my favorite stout ever. I don't think I can think of a contender. This is top tier. I have a few on the second tier. Favorite stout. So it's been 30 minutes. It's definitely, warmed up quite a bit. It's still cool to the touch, but not cold any longer. And pour a little bit more, taste it. The head fades a lot faster now that it's been open for a while, I think. Maybe that's true. Maybe I just poured it wrong. I don't know. Smells more like cake now than ever. Bananas Foster. Delicious. Coconut dessert. Roasted coconut, roasted banana. But I don't even usually like the taste of banana a whole ton. Usually can't stand it in my beers and ales in many ways. But this, it feels good. It's not up front, it's in the back. It just mingles with the tropical. Oh man, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It probably is better now that it's warmed up even. It's different. It's even, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's just different. It's funny, because maybe I'll wrap my thoughts up with it here unless I feel compelled to. Sorry, I'm just going to slump down like this. This is really weird. Welcome to my channel. But, what am I trying to say? It's a dessert beer. And I think it's the best dessert stout I've ever had. But what's weird is it's not the sweetest dessert stout I've ever had. It is a sweet beer, but it's not sickly sweet anywhere close. It's not anywhere close to sickly sweet. It's a balanced sweetness. And just, it's funny to me that the best stout, my favorite stout so far, is a dessert stout. And it's a dessert stout that is, like, you know what I mean? Like, the best dark chocolate isn't the sweetest dark chocolate. Usually it's actually quite the opposite. And it's the same thing here. The best dessert stout is not the sweetest dessert stout. This one has a lot more balance, a lot more refinement, and sweetness is a major part of it. But wow. I'm sorry I'm just ranting. I'll end it there. I just want to say again, the Tupps Brewery earns my respect yet again. Whether I like their beer or don't like that specific can, that specific beer they made that time, sometimes I like it. Sometimes I think it's maybe too much. Sometimes I love it, and there's a reason, I think. There's a reason that I keep coming back to Tupps, and that I like Tupps, and that there's this weird thought I keep having about Tupps Brewery, which is they're almost too much sometimes for me. which means if they're too much for me, they're way too much for a lot of people. I don't think they give a damn about that. I think they want to make interesting, good beer, in-your-face beer, and unique quality, high-quality beer. So this is a hit. Wonderful. I'm definitely going to be looking out for the other full-grown options. I would not necessarily have thought any beer with coconut would be anywhere near my top number one on anything, but currently, of the admittedly only 5 or 6 stouts I've tried, many of which have been dessert-type stouts and imperial stouts, this one is both imperial and dessert, and it's sitting at the top. So if any of this sounds good and you get a chance to try it, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe, and it means a lot to me if you tell me, leave a comment. Any kind of interaction I get from you means a ton to me. Actually, today, I got the first ever comment from someone who wasn't a bot trying to link me to like myhotsister.com or something like that. So I got a real human being. It was on my, which one was it? It was on the Can Phone IPA that I reviewed that I did, I think, today. And so anyway, it means a lot to me. I noticed and I responded, and it just means the world to me. So subscribe if you can. I don't want to charge you anything. It's free. And more free beer reviews coming up soon. And I'm now slumped down on the edge of my chair, and I'm just going to slink my way down to the stop button. I'll see you in the next video.